Hello, everybody. I don't want anybody to freak out because I'm okay. My immediate family's okay. But I'm not going to stream like a normal stream tonight playing DBD because I don't think I'm going to be very good company or, you know, in the right frame of mind to entertain. So I do want to like talk to y'all though. Um, so I'm an only child. My mother is a twin, however, and my my aunt, my mom's twin, she had three children around my age, and they're like my brothers and sisters basically because twins are generally quite close, and we just hung out together all the time growing up. So my cousin, who I consider a sister, her son had his best friend took his life yesterday. So I consider that young man my nephew, and to know that he suffered this kind of a loss, losing his close friend, just makes me upset for him, makes me upset for that young man's family. And I don't know, I guess I just want to talk about like suicide. And so I guess the young man who took his life, my nephew's close friend, he had been quarantined because he had been exposed to COVID. So he was under quarantine, and on top of that, his girlfriend broke up with him. And as far as anybody can figure, these are the events that caused him to take his life. And it's just a tragedy. Like, the boy's mother, last thing she had put on Facebook was like on Wednesday that they were going out to take a family photo to make their Christmas card for the holidays. And then a couple days later, her son's dead. So I'm not a mental health expert. All I can say is share with you from my years of experience that I have been in dark places at a young age. I know what that feels like to go through teenage years and have despair. And all I can really offer is the cliche is that it gets better. And I just want anybody out there who is suffering in this way to promise me that you'll talk to somebody before you do anything like that. If you have those kind of suicidal thoughts, that you'll reach out and talk to people before you act on them, because I promise you that there's people who care about you. You might not feel like it. I remember feeling like that. I remember in my teenage years driving down the highway late at night in my car alone and being in despair and thinking that I'd be better off dead, and wondering if I could drive my car off the highway into a ravine at a high speed, or things like that. And obviously I didn't, and I'm glad that I didn't. So, I just hope that other people out there who are struggling will seek some guidance. There's multiple avenues of people you can talk to anonymously. If you don't want to let anybody know about these feelings, you can call hotlines on the phone and talk to strangers to get advice, help you get through things. And ultimately, if you're in those points in your life where you're having darkness and despair, I would just suggest that you just try to get through it one day at a time, and that eventually the hope is that you're going to get to that light at the end of the tunnel, and you're going to be happy that you didn't act on dark thoughts, and that you made it through. So my nephew's pretty busted up about it, because it was like one of his really close friends, if not best friend. 15 years old. It's a real shame. And I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing here tonight, honestly. I just want to just reach out to everybody and just let y'all know that if there's somebody out there who's similarly struggling, that if I could encourage one person to change their mind about acting on thoughts like this, that it would be worth it. So that's what I'm doing. Like, yeah, I know it's a cliche that it gets better, but it really, really does. Like, I know school is hard. This is they say over and over again, this is an unprecedented year. And it's true. I mean, I've lived a long time. I've never seen a year like this in my life. And, you know, who knows what the other side of this cloud is going to bring. Hopefully we're all going to get through it as best we can together. And, you know, we just have to keep moving forward. Just have to keep moving forward. You got to have hope. You got to persevere. You can't give up. You just can't give up. So I'm okay. I didn't like suffer loss myself because I didn't know the young man, but I just, you know, I have a lot of empathy, and I just can't imagine what that family's going through to have lost their son. I know it would rip me up to lose mine. And yeah, I guess just the bigger message out there is that if y'all are struggling, please promise me that you'll try and get some help before you do anything drastic. Because I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but there's always somebody out there who cares about you. I mean, you know, there's no doubt about it that this family that lost their son is devastated. And I just want to see all of y'all avoid that. Final girl, thank you so much. Like I said, I didn't personally suffer loss myself. I feel bad for my nephew, and you know, who knows? I don't even know if he can go to the funeral in this kind of a environment that we live in now. So I just want y'all to stay safe and keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Yeah, it's just a real shame at 15, you know. And I knew I had friends who also suffered depression, and when I was a teenager, and went through the same things that I did with darkness and depression, but I never knew anybody who acted on it. So, I mean, I guess I'm fortunate in that regard. 15 years old, it's like, you know, it's a crying shame. And I know it's a big, it's a trying year for everybody. I can't even imagine what it would be like under normal circumstances. I don't know how young people get through stuff today compared to what I had to go through, like with cyberbullying and now being at home and homeschool, quarantine, all these extra pressures. It's got to be a very, very stressful time. But, you know, you just have to keep hope alive and stay alive and just push through, carry on. You know, this can't be forever. This can't be forever. We're going to get past it. We just got to take time and stick together and stay safe. And on top of that, now Toronto's gone into lockdown here for 4 weeks. So my wife's a little freaked out about that. Yeah, but I mean, it's for the best. We all like to think it's for the best, that it's gonna help curb transmission, and you know, all we could do is think positive. So it's gonna be a unique situation here for a while, but yeah, that's all you can do, is one day at a time, right? Thank you very much for putting the suicide hotline phone numbers in in the chat there. So yeah, Toronto's numbers are going the wrong direction. So the powers that be have decided it's best to lock down Toronto for 4 weeks at least. We'll see how it goes from there. And yeah, I don't know. That's about all I wanted to do, is convey that to you guys, is that recognize that there are people out there who care about you if you're in despair, and reach out to others and let them know, share your feelings with them if you're struggling, because it's okay to struggle. It's okay to struggle. Because more people out there are struggling than you would believe. You know, maybe not everybody lets you know, or they put on a brave face, or they make their, you know, life look perfect on Facebook or social media, but, you know, I promise you that you're not the only one who's out there struggling. So we have to get through it together. So that's about it. You want me to leave you with the funny story? I'll leave you with the funny story, so we won't end it on a sad note here. All right, let me show you this. Here's a funny story. Let me see. All right, so we got this promotion going on with a merchandise store, you know. Thank you, Knife Gun. You've probably seen me talking about it here. This this 10% off promo code for the merch store, right? To save everybody some money on merchandise from the Dead by Daylight shop. And so I've been promoting it. By the way, we don't get a piece of these sales for that. Some people think, you know, I'm just trying to like rake in a whole bunch of money from you guys buying merch, but I don't actually get any money from anybody who buys anything from the merch store. So I do, however, have a friendly competition, as I tend to, with King, to see who can get their referral code used more. But that's as far as it goes, really. Anyway, so they had asked us to like take pictures of the merchandise and stuff. And so no, that's not it. So I put up this photo of me wearing the Monitor and Abuse shirt on Twitter. And anyway, Sarah remarked on Twitter that it looked like my mugshot, that I had been arrested for murder, and that it wasn't the most flattering photo of me. And I guess the DVD merch store must have agreed, because they said, yeah, could you take some photos for the merch store that are different? that was the nice way of them saying, take something better. So I told my wife, okay, so tomorrow we have to take photos for Dead by Daylight store of me wearing the merch, because they want to put it like on the website. So the idea was they were going to take like a couple of us content creators wearing the merch and make it relatable to people who visit the merch store and go, hey, that's Polly in this one, that's, you know, Frisk in this one, that's King in this one. So recognizable faces in the community wearing the merch for the merch store, which is like, that's cool. So I told my wife we need to take photos, but I want to do it outdoors because we'll have better lighting, and we have to do it in the morning. So she said, okay. So then the next morning we went outside, and it was like cold. There was snow on the ground and everything. So I'm going out in a t-shirt, and then let's see, is it this one? No. This one. So John showed this to John. John said, I can see your nipple, Polly. I'm like, what? That's the first thing you see is my nipple? He's like, I'm drawing right to it. He's like, now I can't not see your nipple. Anyway, so I'm outside with my wife, and we're gonna take the pictures. And I told my wife, I said, don't worry, hon. This morning, before you got up, I went on Google and I Googled a bunch of typical male model poses. So I'm ready for a bunch of different poses we can do. I start taking these poses, and she said, you look like a bleeping idiot. And so then this was me doing one of the serious male model poses. This was right after she told me I look like a bleeping idiot. And then I started laughing, and she snapped the picture. And this is the one that they used. They wound up putting that one on the website. So there were a few other ones. There's one that my wife affectionately referred to as, it looks like you're trying to take a shit, with one of the male model typical poses. So she was not impressed with my Google knowledge of typical male model poses. Anyway, so this is the one that they used on the website. No. Yes, this is the one they used on the website. And then King sends me this compilation that I think somebody sent to him. I don't really know how Instagram works. He said, hey, look, they put all of our pictures on the website of the four of us. And I said, yeah, that's cool. And then I looked at this and I said, oh my God. I was instantly mortified because I said, oh my God, it looks like I'm mocking Kayla's pose. This is terrible. She's going to see this and she's going to think I'm making fun of her, because I had seen her picture like a couple days before. And then when I submitted mine, I didn't even like connect it. And then they selected it, and I said, oh no, it looks like I'm like, hey Kayla, I can do this too, la la la. And I'm like, this is terrible. So I had to message Kayla right away, and I said, oh my God, Kayla, I know it looks like I'm mocking your pose in your photo, but I swear to God, I'm not. I'm not mocking your pose. I didn't even know that we had the same pose. Like, I had seen her photo before, but it didn't click until I saw them side by side. And she was like, yeah, I was just about to message you, which I don't know if like she really was about to message you, if she was just grinding my gears. But I was like, I swear. And then I told her the whole story about how I Googled typical male model poses, which when I say that out loud, it sounds absolutely absurd, honestly. But I really did do that. And then she was like, and I was gonna like show her the Google search that I had like Googled typical male model poses, and she's like, well, I'm doing that just to hold my hair off of my face. And then I went and looked back at the images I had seen off of Google image search, and I was like, yeah, the guy I was copying also had like dreads that he was pulling out of his face. So I'm like, that makes sense now. What this is the hold your hair back pose, which obviously I don't need to do. I don't need to hold back this hair. But anyway, this is my life. This is the things that happen to me. So I thought you would think that was funny. And if anybody ever wondered what my nipples look like, well, there you go. Anyway, this was a fun little campaign. If you do want to save 10% on the website, you can. No, not that. This. So that's my story. I just want to let y'all know that, you know, I don't want to lose any of you out there. I don't want to lose any of you. So if there's just one person out there who's struggling and this helped them in some way, think that you're not alone. You're not the only one who's struggling, and that you need to let somebody know if you're struggling, then that'll be worth it. So I love y'all, and I'm not going to stream tonight, obviously. I don't think I'm capable. So stick with it. Just stick with it, everybody. Just stick with it. We're all going to get through this together. I know this is like the hardest year in memory for most of us, if not all of us. So let's just all stick with each other to get through it. Okie dokie. So we'll see you. I'll still be on the tournament tomorrow if you want to tune in. I'll be over there broadcasting the tournament, but I'm not gonna stream tonight. I'm glad to hear that, Yellow Gauges. What did this one say? Thinking we're alone is the worst mistake we can ever make. We have to talk with somebody. I completely agree. I completely agree. And I never did when I was, I never did when I was in that dark space. I don't know really how I got through it. Maybe I was too afraid that I would screw it up if I tried to hurt myself, or I don't know what. But I never did go through with it, and I'm glad that I didn't. It makes me feel honestly foolish that I had even considered that at one time, but that's where my headspace was. So, that's what my brain was telling me. It's what my brain was telling me. So I just don't want to see anybody suffer the same fate as my nephew's friend. So I know there's a lot of young people out here, and if I can reach anybody who's in that place to reconsider, then that'll make me happy. I don't want to see anybody go through that. I don't want to see any family go through that. Just stick with it. Okay? I love y'all. We'll all get through this together. We'll all get through this together. Thanks again for putting the crisis hotline numbers in there. If you are struggling, please just Google it. There's lots, no matter where you live in the world, there's lots of help out there. Thank you, Imperial Spy. Okie dokie. Love y'all. We'll see you later. Have a good night. Take care of each other. As always, take care of each other in and out of the fog. We need it now more than ever. Good night, everybody. Love y'all.